Hi. Okay, Radio Free West. Here we are. It's November 18th. So, oh my God, I have to address the Trump is a pedophile. Trump is a pedophile. Furor in the news about what Megyn Kelly is talking about teenage girls, and she's right. Yes, she's right because pedophilia is with prepubescent children. That's the attraction to them, and there is no evidence that anybody in the Epstein circle was hanging out with prepubescent kids. So yeah, teenagers, 16 it seems, maybe 14. We don't really know the details. Will we ever know the details? Will we ever really know if Trump went into rooms with 14-year-olds or 16-year-olds? Well, I bet he did. Is there evidence to such? Who knows? Will we ever find out? Probably not, because once Bondi starts new investigations, all those records get sealed again. So, congratulations, Trump. You outplayed everyone once again. You know, Teflon Don. It's fitting. I can't stand the man. I think he's the worst human on the planet, but he definitely just wiggles out. He's got a different way of thinking. He just keeps on going on. Almost admirable. Too bad he's so destructive. Okay, so I was having sex at a very young age. I probably shouldn't admit at what young age, but regularly by the time I was 16 or 17, absolutely. And I even had much older boyfriends. Oh my God, I was gaga for older guys. And at 17, I had graduated high school and I was working. I was still 17, but I was dating a guy who was 28. And oh my God, nobody batted an eye. My mother loved him. She thought he was great. He was, he taught me a whole bunch of stuff, how to drive, how to shoot guns, all kinds of things. Useful. And I know lots of other girls who also liked older guys like that because older guys are better than younger guys. Younger guys are idiots. I really think a lot of this, that, these 16-year-old, okay, 16 is the age of consent in Florida, or was at that time. And so even if, I don't care if the guys were 120, it doesn't matter legally. And not only that, these women have a choice to also probably get compensated for their services. And I believe they did because they, well, I don't know anything about that either, really, because no one's talked about that. Supposedly because they were underage, it becomes a crime, which is true. That's true. But were they underage? That's never been established, especially about Trump. Again, this Epstein thing, it's like the Mueller report. Everybody just focused on it for 2 years, and then it was a big nothing burger. It got buried. Yeah, there was stuff in there that should have come out, but it got buried. And there's stuff in the Epstein files that's going to get buried again. Or it's been destroyed. There's a lot of other things Trump's guilty of. Rape, like of adult women. So why isn't that as bad or worse than sex with apparently consensual teenagers? Why isn't that worse? That's my question. We know that he has sexually assaulted, groped, grabbed them by the pussy, so he's admitted. Many women have come forward, and I think at least 30. So, and the court found him liable for digital sexual assault, which the legal definition could not be called rape, but it was him sticking his finger up Jean E. Carroll's cooch in a dressing room against her will, forcing himself on her. Which he does regularly. He's a lech. He's a predator lech. So why isn't that bad enough? That's my question. All right. So, whatever. Okay, so the shutdown. Oh, and how horrible Mr. Schumer is. The gentleman from New York. I got news for you guys. He voted no on this to reopen. He voted no. Does he have control of his caucus? I think he just decided to let them decide. And let them take the heat. Is Schumer a bad leader? I really don't even know enough. And I think he's navigating some very troubled waters. So I'm not going to castigate him for his no vote on reopening. Will we ever get health care? Not while Republicans are in charge, that's for sure. So, Dem voters, get off the Trump pedophile thing. It's not helping. It's not going to help. Concentrate on things that he's doing that are destructive. His grift, mainly. It's just getting very little play. How much money he's making. The White House desecrations of big, huge trees went under the radar, too, I noticed. They tore down a portion of the West Wing, which was added on to the actual White House. So, again, we're focusing on something that, while I hate that he did it because of the trees, and he should have gotten permission, and should actually really be impeached over it, it's not going to bring him down. So, I think the thing to do is just concentrate on the disease and not the symptoms. And everything he's doing is a symptom of the disease, which is he cheated in the election in every single way. Massive voter scrubs, mostly, up to 5 million. I think it was 4.3 million voters were scrubbed in the 2 months before the election, mostly by outfits financed by True the Vote folks. And, I'd have some names and some people that are Greg Phillips, Diane Josephs, Aaron Yah, Catherine Engelbrecht, and they're the ones who scrubbed the voters off the rolls, and that was a single huge factor. Number one. Then you have Musk's ex-lies, viewed 2 billion times, according to Reuters, 2 billion views of his lies about Kamala Harris on X. So that's election interference, and he is still being sued in Germany for that. He needs to disclose his algorithm on X, because they don't allow that in Germany. But it's okay in America. But I talked about that a year ago, or close to a year ago. Okay, so, yeah, Trump's a lecherous rapist who's destroying the economy, and the level of corruption is beyond belief. And he killed a bunch of really old trees. That White House. That's what really pisses me off. Okay, so going on. So censorship, it's just alive and well. Dem voters, beware. It's just, I love the Yahoo comments because, like the article will be about pedophilia, and you can't say pedophilia in your response. So it's become shortened to PDF. We find a way around. But I really want to talk about, like on Reddit, what are we at here? Oh my God, too long. But anyway, I just want to talk about on Reddit how I got banned off Women's Health for talking about how when I stopped eating seed oil, I no longer have any joint pain. I don't wake up in the morning with joint pain ever. So they're like, you're spreading misinformation. And this is empirical evidence that I've seen for myself. I cut out all seed oil. I don't eat out anymore because I realize I don't buy the chicken at the cheap Tesco because they smother it in oil. It's disgusting. Soybean oil, which is, the worst of worst. And it's not that it's the compound itself, pressing the oil out of the seed. That's not nasty for your body. It's the processing of it at high heat that changes it and does make it very destructive. So anyway, I'm just saying, I'm voicing an opinion on Reddit health, and they're censoring that. So be aware. I've always said, go to Dr. Berg, B-E-R-G videos. He's got the best nutritional advice. Anyway. And more about the election. I just want to, because if election cheating, you get the Snopes saying, oh, there was no evidence of election cheating. Right. Well, I want to start a write-in campaign to Snopes. They need to start looking at the evidence, and they need to fix we have not amassed enough evidence. We have not looked at any evidence, even though it's out there. Is what they really need to be saying, I think. So that's something I want to start doing. I can't stand this guy, Trump. He didn't even win legitimately, yet he's being treated like he did. And you notice he doesn't brag about winning all 7 swing states. He never brags about that. Wouldn't you? I would. I would be on it every single day as my mandate, because he knows he didn't. He's not pushing it. I've heard him say it once a couple of weeks ago. And then he shut up about it because he knows he cheated. He cheated in every way. All right, so that's all for today. Oh, almost 10 minutes. Sorry. Bye.